calling me now. And that's the problem that I have with this whole situation. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know you got people calling me. Call me yourself because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping, sharing on TikTok. Watch this.
Jay-Z's alleged illegitimate son, Ramir Satwait, is not just claiming paternity. He's accusing Beyoncé of a decade-long deception, saying her children aren't Jay-Z's, but maybe Diddy's, and their entire marriage is a calculated career move. The bombshell isn't just salacious talk from the fringes. It's right there in black and white, stamped by the courts on November 25, 2024, when Ramir's lawsuit didn't just demand a DNA test. It accused Jay-Z's lawyers of fraudulent court actions, wrongful sanctions, and obstruction of legal proceedings. This is a legal grenade thrown at one of the most carefully curated celebrity empires on the planet, and the shrapnel is already flying.
So we just fought it. Like, it was never to chase anyone or make anyone feel like, we just trying to come up with a plan to take your money. I don't want your money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm really here to just find the truth out. And it seemed like that was just so hard to do in these courts. Like, these courts are not.
Critic and gossip hound could watch. The paperwork from November makes it clear this is about more than money or fame. The lawsuit alleges a campaign of courtroom trickery, sealed files, judicial cover-ups, even judges accused of misrepresenting property records. In the official language, they're calling it obstruction, which is legalese for someone twisting the system so hard it threatens to snap. Ramir, now 31, insists this has never been about a payout. He wants what his mother, Wanda, begged for until her passing in 2019, a definitive answer. For years, Wanda swore in affidavit that Jay-Z fathered her son after a brief encounter in 1992 when she was just 16. That's a detail that makes even seasoned court reporters wince. And it's exactly why every move Jay-Z's team makes is now under a microscope. Recently, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend. And I guess her and her friend stayed to after the show. He was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. I guess he wasn't too big, but I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that. Talk to the people who performed, and she said she went up there. We saw the first real flashpoint back in 2016 when Wanda's affidavit made its way into court records. She laid it out plainly. She had been involved with Jay-Z in '92 at an age that would raise questions now, and by summer 1993, Ramir was born. For years, she was tangled with her high school sweetheart, Robert Graves. But by 2010, she wanted both men to take paternity tests. Graves agreed. The results: Graves wasn't the father. That should have cleared a path for a straight answer. Instead, it just got messier. Here's where things really started to look fishy. The first.
Basically, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend. And I guess her and her friend stayed to, after the show, he was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. I guess he wasn't too big, but I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that, talk to the people who perform. She said she went up there.
But some people are around. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's legal team has been doing Olympic-level gymnastics, trying to frame Ramir's campaign as decadal-long harassment. Their filings drip with frustration, painting Ryan, his godmother, Lily Coley, as relentless, unreasonable, and even deserving of contempt orders. But if their case was as airtight as they claim, why dodge the test for years? Why all the legal tap dancing, sealed records, and shifting stories about where Jay-Z actually owns property? These aren't just accidental misstatements. They look to any outsider like calculated obstructions. Now, with the case being reviewed in federal court, the stakes are far beyond just one man's personal drama. The entire Carter family image, built up over decades, is on the line. Jay-Z isn't just a music mogul. He's a global brand with every endorsement in every business partnership riding on his reputation for control. But control is exactly what he's losing here. One court filing at a time.
A lot of potential. Jay was more quiet. But I learned that Jay was being quiet because he was taking notes. He was taking notes, observing everything, taking it all in. Because, sometimes you around and you're watching to see things to do. But some people are around.
But the true earthquake comes from the rumors swirling just beyond the courtroom drama. Ramir isn't content to paint Jay-Z as an absentee father. He's flipping the table on Beyoncé too. According to insiders and sources allegedly close to both camps, Beyoncé has known about Ramir for years. She's not just an innocent bystander. They say she's a strategist building her empire not just on musical talent, but on the illusion of a picture-perfect family. The marriage, sources say, is the ultimate shield, a calculated move to keep both brands untouchable in the eyes of the public, the press, and the endorsement deals that turn chart toppers into billionaires. These sources don't stop at branding strategy. They allege that Beyoncé's private life is far more complex than the carefully staged Instagram photos and sold-out tours. Whispers claim that her relationships extend far beyond Jay-Z, with insiders alleging private encounters with both men and women. Names unconfirmed, but the most explosive claim is that some of her children may actually be Diddy's. That's not just tabloid filler. It would be a tectonic shift for two of the biggest names in entertainment, especially now that Diddy himself is neck-deep in his own web of scandals. Jay-Z's also been linked or connected in doing business with him.
Remember, Diddy and Jay, inseparable at the party. They just probably best friends. They probably both grew up in New York. They're New Yorkers. I don't know their relationship. I don't know what business they got going on, but they are really close with one another. They are.
Suggested anyone, but Jay-Z is the father of Beyoncé's children. But the point isn't what's proven. It's what's plausible enough to keep the rumor mill spinning. And when it comes to A-list image control, the appearance of doubt can be as corrosive as the reality. The line, sources say Beyoncé's empire isn't built on talent alone. It's built on the illusion of a perfect family. And if that illusion cracks, the whole brand collapses. Isn't just idle chatter. It's a warning shot to every stakeholder in their billion-dollar world. What makes these rumors impossible to ignore is the way they keep tying back to the same handful of high-profile names and events. Diddy and Jay-Z's relationship has always been equal parts brotherhood and competition. Their fortunes rising in tandem, their reputations occasionally colliding in tabloid firestorms. The recent lawsuits against Diddy alleging everything from party-fueled misconduct to far darker acts have put every one of his associates under fresh scrutiny. And it's no longer a question of who was at the party. It's a question of who knew what and when and how much silence cost.
Jay-Z's also been linked or connected in doing business with him. Now, Jay-Z has also been tied to Diddy through rumors and longtime allegations and conspiracies. We've all seen them online, like the one that claims Jay-Z allegedly cheated on Beyoncé with Kathy.
Behind closed doors, industry insiders are already gaming out the next move. If Beyoncé and Jay-Z's marriage is exposed as a contractual alliance with outside partners in the mix and children whose paternity could blow up the last 2 decades of branding, the repercussions go beyond music sales or endorsement deals. We're talking shattered careers, lawsuits from every angle, and a wave of public cynicism that could drown even the most loyal fans. Meanwhile, we've watched as other figures have stepped out of the shadows, each bringing new claims, new angles, or old wounds. Just months before Ramier's November lawsuit, another paternity claim came forward. Leisha Masser, now 28, alleging she's Jay-Z's daughter from a relationship in the early 90s. Her family, even her own aunt, posted online about being the one who hooked her mother and father up. According to her, Jay-Z pays her bills, bought her a house, but insists on secrecy as part of the deal. None of these claims have ever made it to a conclusive court ruling, but the sheer volume and consistency of these stories over the years have created an atmosphere where denials no longer end a rumor. They just make it mutate. Through all of this, Jay-Z's public strategy has been to play it cool and keep the conversation on his own terms. When pressed, he references the accusations only in passing, burying them in lyrics or public statements about the cruelty and greed of people coming after his family. But as Ryan and his supporters keep pointing out, if the answer is really as simple as the kid ain't mine, a single DNA test would slam the book shut. That hasn't happened, and every day it doesn't. The story gets bigger, the theories get wilder, and the stakes creep higher.
Jay-Z got his whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got it after. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your whooped.
Silence from Beyoncé is even more pointed. She's built a reputation as the most disciplined celebrity in the world, never letting a hair slip out of place, never giving the press anything to chew on that she didn't handpick herself. But insiders say that same silence has become a liability, with rumors of NDAs and behind-the-scenes arrangements multiplying in every direction. The speculation now isn't just about infidelity or secret children. It's about how much of the entire Carter empire is built on legally enforced secrecy and who actually holds the keys to the kingdom. The real question hanging over all of this isn't whether another paternity suit will pop up or which court will hear the next appeal. It's what happens if, for the first time, those sealed records get unsealed, the DNA results actually come out, and the illusion cracks. Would fans still line up for world tours and Ivy Park drops? If the whole family brand was exposed as a stage-managed mirage, would corporate sponsors stand by if the power couple turned out to be a power contract? Would Diddy, with his own house on fire, have any incentive left to keep his friends' secrets when the spotlight gets hot enough?
How much do I love this artist right
Oh,
here?
love Beyonce. Down.
Down. Like, what? Everything about her. I've been to every concert. I bought every album. I've been to every concert multiple times. Every special she's done, I've watched it. Every interview, every performance. Love. I was there at Coachella. I love B.
But there's one question no one's asking yet. If Jay-Z isn't the father of all her children, who is? And what happens when the DNA results finally come out? While the world waits for answers, the next legal twist is already looming. In the corridors outside the latest federal court hearing, reporters are asking whether Jay-Z's team will keep fighting for more delays, or if public pressure will finally force the test that could end it all, or, depending on the result, light the match that brings down a dynasty. Meanwhile, whispers of new testimony, fresh subpoenas, and unexpected witnesses are swirling, suggesting that the coming weeks won't just be about the Carters' personal secrets, but could open the door to a much wider unraveling, one that touches everything from music industry power plays to the very nature of celebrity itself. And as those whispers grow louder, it's becoming clear that whatever happens next, nobody at the top of this pyramid can count on business as usual for long. The DNA test isn't just about Ramirez. It's about Beyoncé's entire legacy. We're staring at a lawsuit that doesn't end with a swab in an envelope. It's now a full-court press on everything the Carters have built, and the legal stakes are growing by the day. Ramirez isn't only demanding Jay-Z finally take responsibility or clear his name once and for all. He's suing for damages tied to emotional distress and reputational harm, pointing directly at a pattern of legal maneuvers that, if proven, could strip Jay-Z's entire legal team of credibility. The November 2024 filing is brutal. It spells out that Jay-Z's attorneys acted fraudulently to dodge the DNA test, and Rye's godmother, Lily Coley, has gone public with accusations that Jay-Z's side has launched unrelenting efforts to suppress the truth. If the power players went this far to avoid a simple test, what are they really afraid of?
But Diddy parties and Diddy After Dark are two different things. I want to go on record of saying I never saw Jay-Z at a Diddy After Dark party. Then again, I wasn't there, so I don't know who was there. But I know that I saw Jay-Z at the Diddy party.
On the idea of unity, a couple that's weathered every storm. That image didn't just sell albums. It sold out arenas, moved products, and made Beyoncé more than an artist. She became a symbol, and symbols don't survive cracks. Insiders have been blunt. Beyoncé's brand isn't just music. It's the image of a flawless marriage. If that's a lie, her empire doesn't just take a hit, it implodes. There's real fear behind closed doors that if even a hint of fraud leaks into public view, the whole business collapses. Not just for her, but for every corporate partner who hitched their fortunes to her image. The financial stakes are enormous. This isn't just about streaming numbers or the next Ivy Park launch. Every major deal, from beauty contracts to film projects, is balanced on the perception that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are the gold standard. They've built an empire where their real-life love story doubles as the world's most valuable endorsement campaign. But when courtrooms become battlegrounds and headlines start pairing Beyoncé's name with words like fraud, that kind of value evaporates fast. We're talking about the kind of damage control that gives even the most jaded public relations execs.
No, this part is not alleged. Jay-Z and his team, they have been ducking and dodging, taking the deal.
Just when we think we've found the limits of this drama, Ramirez's lawsuit lobs in another grenade. It's not just about whether Jay-Z fathered a child outside his marriage. There's the Diddy angle, and it's pure tabloid navel. Ramirez hints, now amplified by industry sources and court filings, suggest some of Beyoncé's children might be Diddy's, not Jay-Z's. That's a connection no one in the Carter camp wants to acknowledge, especially as Diddy's name is dragged through court after court with accusations that read like the plot of a Scandal miniseries. The implication is radioactive. If Beyoncé is entangled with Diddy in any way beyond the professional, it doesn't just stain the Carter image. It makes every wholesome magazine cover, every wholesome interview look like a rehearsed slot. And let's not gloss over why that would matter so much right now. Diddy is no longer just the party thrower or kingmaker. He's at the center of a legal and cultural earthquake that's swallowing up everyone in his orbit. With Jay-Z and Diddy having spent decades building each other up, collaborating and crossing paths at everything from charity brunches to clandestine industry meetings, these rumors aren't just idle chatter. They threaten to put Beyoncé, the supposed unshakable queen, right in the middle of the same headlines she spent her whole life avoiding. This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs.
I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public to make a...
That's why the silence from both camps is so loud. Jay-Z's legal team has spent years painting Ramirez's campaign as a cash grab, a nuisance, a so-called decadecil-long harassment. But every time they file another delay or avoid another question under oath, it starts to look less like righteous indignation and more like panic. The timeline matters. Through all the years of lawsuits, affidavit, and sealed court records, Jay-Z has never stood up in open court, raised his right hand, and denied paternity. Not once. The closest he's come is that sly rap lyric, "The Kid Ain't Mine," which plays well in a stadium, but isn't worth a dime in a courtroom. That leaves the public to wonder, if it's truly nonsense, why not just settle it and move on? Meanwhile, Beyoncé's team has been locked down tighter than a government safe house. No statements, no denials, not even the standard. We don't comment on personal matters. The only thing leaking out are the whispers from staffers and industry veterans all saying the same thing. She's terrified of what a real DNA test could reveal. Not just about Jay-Z's relationship with Rami, but about the entire timeline of her own family story. No one's missed the fact that even as lawsuits and rumors stack up, the Carter know-how at keeping the press at bay is running thin. And very, very honored that I got the response and the open heart and people welcomed the album. The love I got from the country community tonight really made me feel so seen, and I'm very grateful.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both